Hello Year 8 and 9, it's Mrs Tansley from the PE department. In this video you are going to learn what you need to know for the spring term PE exam. You will need a piece of paper and a pen to make some notes. The information in the spring PE exam will also be repeated in the summer exams, so make sure you come back and watch this video during the year to remind yourself of what you need to know. You can pause and rewind the video as much as you like to help you with your learning. We'll start first of all with the reasons why people do sport and physical activity. Firstly, I'd like you to choose your favourite sport and write down 5 reasons why you do that sport. It could be to do with how you feel when you do it, or the social side of it, or the benefits to your body. Write them down now and pause the video. There are 4 categories of why we do physical activity in sport. These are physical health, mental health, social health, and fitness. Let's watch this video now to see why people do sport and physical activity.
The victory of the underdog over the favored team. The last-minute penalty shot that wins the tournament, the high-energy training montages. Many people love to glorify victory on the playing field, cheer for favorite teams, and play sports. But here's a question. Should we be so obsessed with sports? Is playing sports actually as good for us as we make it out to be, or just a fun and entertaining pastime? What does science have to say? First of all, it's well accepted that exercise is good for our bodies and minds, and that's definitely true. Exercising, especially when we're young, has all sorts of health benefits, like strengthening our bones, clearing out bad cholesterol from our arteries, and decreasing the risk of stroke, high blood pressure, and diabetes. Our brains also release a number of chemicals when we work out, including endorphins. These natural hormones, which control pain and pleasure responses in the central nervous system, can lead to feelings of euphoria, or what's often called a runner's high. Increased endorphins and consistent physical activity in general can sharpen your focus and improve your mood and memory. So does that mean we'd get just as much benefit going to the gym 5 days a week as we would joining a team and competing? Well, here's where it gets interesting. Because it turns out that if you can find a sport and a team you like, studies show that there are all sorts of benefits that go beyond the physical and mental benefits of exercise alone. Some of the most significant are psychological benefits, both in the short and long term. Some of those come from the communal experience of being on a team. For instance, learning to trust and depend on others, to accept help, to give help, and to work together towards a common goal. In addition, commitment to a team and doing something fun can also make it easier to establish a regular habit of exercise. School sport participation has also been shown to reduce the risk of suffering from depression for up to 4 years. Meanwhile, your self-esteem and confidence can get a big boost. There are a few reasons for that. One is found in training. Just by working and working at skills, especially with a good coach, you reinforce a growth mindset within yourself. That's when you say, even if I can't do something today, I can improve myself through practice and achieve it eventually. That mindset is useful in all walks of life. And then there's learning through failure, one of the most transformative long-term benefits of playing sports. The experience of coming to terms with defeat can build the resilience and self-awareness necessary to manage academic, social, and physical hurdles. So even if your team isn't winning all the time, or at all, there is a real benefit to your experience. Now, not everyone will enjoy every sport. Perhaps one team is too competitive, or not competitive enough. It can also take time to find the sport that plays to your strengths. That's completely okay, but if you spend some time looking, you'll be able to find a sport that fits your individual needs. And if you do, there are so many benefits. You'll be a part of a supportive community. You'll be building your confidence. You'll be exercising your body, and you'll be nurturing your mind. Not to mention having fun.
Okay, let's start with physical health and well-being. Write these things down as I go through them. It improves your heart function. It improves the efficiency of your body systems, reduces the risk of some illness, means you're able to do everyday tasks, and helps to avoid obesity. So those are the physical benefits, the benefits to your physical health as a result of being active and playing sport. For your mental health and well-being, being active reduces stress and tension. It makes the release of a feel-good hormone called serotonin, and it means you're able to control your emotions. Social health and well-being. You get opportunities to socialise and make friends, develop skills like cooperation and teamwork, and can give you access to essential human needs like food, shelter, and clothing. Pause the screen now to finish writing this all down. From a fitness perspective, being active can reduce your chance of injury, will improve your cardiovascular fitness, improves flexibility, speed, strength, and balance. Now go back to the list of reasons why you do your favourite sport. Can you write next to each reason whether it's physical, mental, social, or fitness related? Moving on. What happens if you don't do enough exercise? You have what is known as a sedentary lifestyle. Let's watch this video.
And render.
This is Bob. Hello, Bob. Unfortunately, Bob is suffering from a medical condition of which he is blissfully unaware. Let's have a look at Bob's life and see if we can see if there's an obvious problem. Bob gets up, has breakfast, drives to work, has a second breakfast, does some typing, eats his lunch, talks on the telephone, drives home, has a cup of tea and some biscuits, reads the newspaper, watches some television, eats a delicious evening meal with his lovely wife Brenda, watches some more television, and then goes to bed. Not much wrong with that, you might think, except that Bob is consuming more energy than he needs, and additional energy is stored by Bob's body as fat, fat that will not be needed unless Bob undertakes a hunger strike or a sponsored starvation. Bob has accumulated enough excess fat to be considered clinically obese. Being obese means that Bob is more likely to develop heart disease, high blood pressure, infertility, and depression. To help us understand this problem, let's look at what Bob's life would have been like several thousand years ago. As an alpha male, Bob's main job would have been to hunt and gather food for the tribe. He would have spent all day on his feet chasing animals and climbing trees. He would have led an incredibly active life and would have dined on a diet of fresh fruit and vegetables, fish and meat. So, in just a few thousand years, Bob has gone from an active alpha male with an agreeable appetite to a desk-bound delinquent with a detrimental diet. Fortunately for Bob, he is just a cartoon, and his obesity problem can be cured by simply drinking 1 bottle of synthetic super slimming squash. Unfortunately, super slimming squash is only available in fictional worlds, meaning that you and I have to watch what we eat and take regular exercise to avoid becoming overweight. Isn't that a shame? This public information broadcast is brought to you by
So, what are the consequences to having a sedentary lifestyle like Bob? Well, write this down. You will have weight gain. You could get heart disease. You could have high blood pressure, which is known as hypertension. Could have diabetes, low self-esteem, and you could feel tired. Another word for tiredness is lethargy. Obesity The definition of obesity is when someone is well above their normal weight. A person has traditionally been considered to be obese if they are more than 20% over their ideal weight, or they have a BMI, a body mass index, of over 30. There are lots of consequences to being obese. These are them. In terms of sports performance, an obese person will have limited cardiovascular endurance. They may not be flexible. It will limit their agility and their speed and power. From a social perspective, an obese person may be unable to socialise and unable to leave home. Physically, being obese can cause cancer, heart disease, diabetes, and high cholesterol. And mentally, being obese can cause depression, loss of confidence, and low self-esteem. This is the end of the video for the spring term PE exam revision. Use your notes and this video to revise for the exam, and good luck!